There we go. Welcome to the feed. This is James Middick speaking. It's Wednesday at 1. We're doing our live, what is it? It's our live call. So I think I have myself running in the background, which isn't a great. Welcome to the feed. This is James Middick speaking. Let's see if I can turn this off before I get into any more trouble. Uno momento. I'm just going to stop. I just want to make sure that I'm not causing any problems in the background here. So these are ones where I just go and I go, man, maybe I have. There it is. That's the one I don't want to have. There. Okay, perfect. Hopefully that's working properly now. What are we doing? I'm going to be doing, this is an ongoing project I've been working on for a while. I'm very, very, very close to be able to launch it now. Actually, I should be launching it, but there's a couple little things I need to get done in background stuff that I want to spend some time on before I actually get that part going. So here's where we're at. We build training sites, community sites, campuses, online courses, all of this stuff for people who are doing training sites and membership sites and e-learning, that kind of stuff. So, but one of the things that I have a personal interest in is this whole idea of pickleball. So I thought I'd make a community for it. And the thing with the communities and with pickleball is that I recognize really, really, really early that most of the people that would want to be in this community or want to be spending time with it are going to be on a mobile device. So I built a mobile device, or I built an app for it that is the exact same content as on the desktop app. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to spend a little bit of time and I'll show you how I have that set up and how it works as best I can. And the unfortunate thing, or fortunate, I'm going to put a video in the link below. What I wanted to do is a live feed from my mobile device to this live webcast, and I know how to do a video capture on my iPhone, but I don't know how to get a live feed from my iPhone and feed it into Ecamm, which is the device we're doing for the live streams. So not quite sure how to do that yet, but that's the idea. So I've included, or I made a video copy, I'll put it in after, and it is technically a screen capture of what is going on in the app on the mobile phone. So you can see that it'll be there for you to be able to have a look at it and play with it. And hopefully, if you have questions or anything, don't be afraid to ask them. And today, don't be afraid to ask them as well either. I do have the comments, I believe, are available. And let me just pull this up again. We should be okay. Let me just go and I'm going to double check a couple things we're doing here. I do have on the right-hand side, on my other monitor, I'm just going to close this down, another window. I have two monitors here and another computer. So there's two computers, 3 monitors, and an iPad. There's a lot going on here. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you on the side display. And hopefully this will come up for you. We actually have, this is Safari. This is a Safari browser. So what I'm going to do is I will show you what's actually happening in my Pickleball Friends. And the actual site, we'll do a little bit of tour of that. And then I will show you in the back how that actually got set up and is working there. So someone just phoned. I'm not going to take that call right now. So, okay, so that's what we're going to do is I'm going to show you in the background exactly what's happening from the administrator point of view and how we built this out. And if you aren't familiar with the stack of tools that we normally use when we build these ones out is, there we go. We build out a whole, what's a good example or a good way to maybe show this? We build in a whole set of plugins and tools I'm just going to open up the plugins for you so you see which ones we're working here. So we have a whole set of plugins and tools. This is all running on WordPress. There's nothing external. No, there's nothing external here. This is all built right in with WordPress, and you'll be able to see actually what's going on with this. So it's kind of interesting in that respect that we've got a self-contained WordPress website that has all of the community stuff, and it also has the app in it. And just to go through a couple of the tools that we're using, I'll get a couple of these warnings because again, the site's not quite live yet. So you'll see some of these, but we've got a set of tools and we'll go through this just quickly. We've got the BuddyBoss app. Okay, so this is the one, the native mobile app. That one I'll show you shortly. We've got the BuddyBoss platform and the BuddyBoss Platform Pro. So this is that whole community plugin that we're using. We've got Elementor, which is a visual page builder. We're using the Fluent stack. And Fluent, I think it's WP Ninjas or something is the name of the actual developer, but they've got a set of tools that I really like. They work well together. So they've got Fluent Forms. We've got Fluent Support, which is a help desk, works really, really well. Again, these are all right within WordPress, Fluent CRM and Fluent CRM Pro. So this allows us to do our automations, email marketing, and contact management. We've got Fluent SMTP. And what that is this is a plugin that allows us to send any emails from the system through a bulk email service. And we're using Amazon SES, which is Amazon's simple email service that companies and organizations use to manage and send their email and make sure that it gets delivered and not have it come from a server, but have it come from an email service. So this is Fluent SMTP. We've gamified the site. So we have a plugin called GamiPress and a couple additional plugins that I'll show you where those ones are. We've got independent analytics. Now, this is one of the things I've covered in some of the other videos that we do on teachonline.io. By default, not by default, the kind of accepted standard for analytics is Google Analytics, which is fine and dandy. Still have it, still use it. My personal kind of gist on this whole thing with Google Analytics, and again, this is just me in the kind of in the background. But Google Analytics is confusing. You've got to be a rocket scientist to get some basic information, or at least understand some basic information when you're playing around with Google Analytics. So one of the things that I've done or do is that we use another plugin called Independent Analytics, which is a plugin that allows us to actually keep track and track's not the right word, that allows us to track all of the actions of the people that are on our site, similar to Google Analytics, but it allows us to do it right within the desktop and not have a tracking script that is going to Google Analytics. It's all done within the WordPress site. So that's one called Independent Analytics, and I'll show you that one. We've got actually another course and video on it, but it's there at some place. So Independent Analytics is there. We've got our LearnDash LMS, or learning management software. So that one is there. We've also got Rank Math SEO. So this is a community that is open. So you have to register to interact with it, but the site is actually open. People can go poke around, but they can't post anything unless they join or register for free. So SEO, or search engine optimization, is important to us. So we're using Rank Math. Rank Math right now, I normally use the Pro one. We haven't put it on right now, just as we're getting started. So it's just the Rank Math SEO, the basic one that's there. Podcasting. That one is the Seriously Simple Podcasting, which is kind of interesting, of course, because the Simple Serious Podcasting is part of Castos, which is a place where we host the actual podcast. And whenever we host it or add the MP3 file or the podcast here on the site, it automatically copies it up to Castos, and Castos distributes it to Stitcher and Spotify and iTunes and all of the other places where you find podcasts or people subscribe to podcasts. So we're in a position here where we just upload the MP3. Anytime we have an audio file, it will Castos automatically distributes it for us. So that one is there and running. We've also got, of course, the Stripe payment plugins for WooCommerce. So we're going to be taking payments for, I've talked previously about some of the monetization for this community. So we're going to be doing that at some point as well. Now, the other thing, if we scroll down a little bit, you'll see we've also got the events calendar that just has an update. And the events calendar is kind of neat for community because by default, when we do this as a training site, you often find that the person whose site it is, or the community, it's only their training events, right? They are the ones that are doing the workshops, the classes, the coaching sessions. And it's just them doing it, and they're adding their calendar of the coaching or teaching that they're going to be doing. What we've done here is we've actually got the events calendar, which I'll show you in a moment. The events calendar is there. But the cool thing is on this one is we've also got it set up so that it allows community events. And what that means is to the Pickleball Friends members is they're going to be able to come in and they're going to be able to post their events on our community calendar. So we've got a community calendar there. Got a couple other plugins for Elementor to add some additional things. We've got Updraft in the background. The BuddyPress business profile is something I'll show you shortly as well. We've got WooCommerce, WordFence, and a tool called WP Fusion. So that's kind of our stack of tools here. The one that's important for us today is this BuddyBoss app bit. So what are we doing here? Let me just go and we'll set this up. So what I'm going to do now is we've got a stack of tools. We've got a community built out as the administrator. On the other hand, we've got the live community for players / visitors who are people that want to be using or are players at BuddyBoss or pardon me, Pickleball, and want to get involved in that whole community. So got a community site, we've got a stack of tools. Where does this all fit in? Well, let's go take a look now. I'm going to show you what a visitor sees, or a player sees, or someone who joins the site or registers the site as a user of the site. And then I'll show you what we did with that and how we got it set as a mobile app. Okay, so let's take a look at that and see if we can get that working properly here over on the side. So I'm just going to go to the side display here. We'll open that up and you'll have a chance to look at it. And this right now is exactly what people see when they visit. Here's the home page. That's the home page right off the start. So you can see we've got minimal branding at this point. We've got our logo, colors, that kind of thing. But this home page is basically like a dashboard. And the important part is in this middle section right now where it's all of the news, what's going on the site. So for example, What's Up was one of my test users 37 minutes ago. I just updated my profile. That was on actually a mobile device. I'm logged in as someone else up here that I'll show you in a second, but I can certainly like that and even comment on it. And I can comment by adding photos, attaching videos, documents, or just doing an emoji. But I'm just we'll just say checking it out now. So I'm going to post that. So I've got myself set up where I'm able to interact with other users in this middle section. And this is everything that's going on in the site right now. At this point, I don't have my feed where I'm controlling it, but this is all updates. I can see what I've liked and not liked. And in fact, I can even set this up to have it for only people I subscribe to. But this is where it's set at the first part. I've also got two sidebars here where we've got the different groups that are available, a leaderboard, because remember we talked about gamification, see who else is online at this point, recently added members, and then on the right hand side I've got my profile up here, and I've got my groups, my photos, my videos, my documents, my account, my profile. So I'm logged in here. This is my main page, and the big important part for most people is going to be the activities or the news that are going on in the site. And of course, this is what I would love to see on my mobile version, right? I want to see the feed. I want to see what's going on, who's saying what they're doing. The idea here is that, you got pictures of you're at the court, you're playing pickleball, someone is, you're filming someone play, you're interacting with someone, you're taking pictures, you're uploading videos, you're on your way to play, you're talking about places you are playing, you're talking about equipment, things that you use. All of the different activities are important to you. This is where you're going to be able to go and post it and give a live feed of what's going on. So that's the main page. The next one I have is friends. So this is where I want to interact and connect with people and either friend them or not friend them and figure out, is this person a coach? Are they a player? Are they a vendor of something? We've actually got some profile types so that you'd be able to see and find out who else is a player. Who is a coach if I want to just find out coaches? Who's a vendor that sells equipment? Who is a club or an association? People that might be involved in the community but not necessarily an active player. Maybe it's a company, not a particular player. So that's our listing of members here, and we can go and say, who's recently active. We can pick and say who am I connected to, who am I following. We've got a complete member profile here, and on the right hand side you can see we've got some results. So what that means is I can say, show me all the people who are intermediate players, and I can do a search and find out who else are intermediate players. So if I'm looking for someone to play with in a particular city or a particular grouping of my friends, I can go and say, hey, where is someone that's there? Whether they like to play singles or doubles or mixed doubles, style of play, gender, if you're looking to play, prefer not to answer a male, female, or whichever one that you want to put in, you can put these here. The fitness level, those are just some of the filters I've added. We have, I think there's close to 20 different filters that are in the profiles. These are just ones that I started off with and started using. So this is the whole listing of profiles. Really exciting because my idea here is to have it exactly like a whole entire community that you can certainly go and take a look and say, what are the different types of people that I'm interested in? And I've got coaches, fans, vendors, and players are the 4 profile types that I put on now. So if you're looking for people who don't play but are fans, people who are selling something to the community, people who are players. The other thing I might do is add professional or amateur as a subgroup with players. Haven't decided yet, but this is the idea. We got our friends here. Across the top menus there, we've got groups. So the groups are just like a Facebook group, right? It's people who have a common interest. And we've got 2 that are set up here now. And we can join the group, take a look at the group. You'll notice that it says public. And when it was last active again, you can see who the members are that are of that particular group. And you can go through these ones. And if you do, this is a complete, absolute group that you can go and take a look at. But more importantly, people can add photos, videos, do albums of pictures. There's a discussion forum, any documents that are there. And this is something that anyone can go and join. You can join the group, and you can also report the group if it's inappropriate if you want. But that is a group. And the thing that I wanted to do with this is that at any time, if I want to, as a user, I can go and create a group. So if I have a local club or association that I'm involved in, or a particular interest, style of play, types of shots, equipment that I like, anything like that, I can go and create my own particular group and basically have as much fun with that group and manage that group. And I can make it in the settings, for example, I can make it as public or private, or I can't make hidden, but these ones are public or private, invite only. Cover photos, and I can invite people. So I can create my own group, which is a nice way to be able to share a particular interest with people. Okay, so there's my groups. I got those. Events is the next one. Now you're probably wondering, James, why are you showing me this stuff? Why are you showing me all of these? Why are you showing me all of these different pieces right now? What does this have to do with anything? Well, the thing is that I've got this site set up, which is the desktop version, and the desktop version works on a tablet, and it also works on a mobile device. So this desktop version works there, and you see we've got these set of menus that we're going through. The thing that's interesting is I'm going to show you in the back end, I've got the app set up so that the app has all of the exact same menu choices and options that are available here on the desktop. And the really cool thing for us is that when someone happens to be on the desktop version and they create a group, what happens immediately is that if someone is on a mobile device and they have the mobile app installed, is that group shows up on the mobile device. If someone is friending someone or messaging someone or commenting on something or liking something or posting something or uploading a video on the mobile app at their local club or when they're playing, that is automatically on the desktop version. So I'm just showing you some of these pieces here so you can see in a position that these menus, these choices, exactly the same content in both places. I did a past event here. So for example, the NP Kitchen New Jersey Open, it was a $15,000 tournament that was there. This one is past. I did this one as a test. But you can see that we've got registration. We can add it to the calendar, details and where it is. We've also got Google Maps set up so that this shows up as well. And if you wanted to put pictures or attachments, that kind of thing, you can do that as well. Remember I talked about community events? If you are logged in as a member, you're able to create your own events. So if there's another tournament coming, if you're having, if you're a club or association, you're doing some kind of event, you can actually post it here on the desktop and also in the mobile app. Now here's the other one. I'm just going to go to resources, and these ones are more business related links, not individuals, but business related, where multiple people are involved. I'll give you an example. If you have a local club that you are part of, if you are a vendor, for example, of paddles or footwear, or if you are an association, whether it be a provincial or state or governing body, for example, you can have a separate profile for your particular business or group. And people can come and look at these, see what's going on, check it out, the association, and go take a look through and see the business hours. People can put in their profile, their email address, their website, who the other owners are. They can post information, add media. They have an inbox, and we've actually got shop here set up. That's right. You're going to be able to sell your products and services on this site if you are a member, and I can message them or follow a particular association. So this is kind of cool. The thing that I've allowed here for now is at any point, if I am a registered user and I also have a business, I'm in a position where I can create my own business profile. And you get one business profile per person. But I can go and do a name, description, that kind of thing. And here are the profiles that we've got set up to start with. Associations, camps and workshops, clubs, communities, equipment, facilities and courts, hobbies and interests, league play, medical stuff, nutrition and wellness, technology, tournaments, travel and tourism. So those are just some of the different things that are available in the resources and links. Okay, so that's there. I can see my business if I've added one, create a business or all businesses, and I can do a search here as well. Here's the other one that's kind of neat, of course, is we've got LearnDash as part of the stack in. So what that means to you and to the users is if I have one course that's in here, an introduction to pickleball, which I covered in a previous video, but the previous live webcast. The thing that's cool here is we're in a position now where I can add courses, but I can also have other instructors who have courses add their courses here as well. So that's going to be a real benefit, not only for the members who want tutorials, who want to learn how particular skills, who want to learn about pickleball. Anything to do with pickleball, it's going to be here in a course. It could be my courses. It could be other trainers, instructors, players, people who are involved. And it doesn't even have to be about playing, for example. Pickleball, it can be related. So if someone's going to do, health and fitness tools or stretches or anything like that on how to get rid of injuries or how to avoid injuries, if someone's looking for pickleball diets or how to prepare for a pickleball tournament, for example, there's an opportunity to put the course in there. So this is a real cool tool where we've got a situation now where we've got courses. So just to see one, I'll open this one up and you can see that we've got a full detail of it, course details of what's covered. We've got course content that's there, and this is all set up so that we have 10 particular lessons and 2 quizzes. We've got a quiz here and there's also a quiz at the end. So kind of cool. We've got courses there. Again, we can add them as many as we want. These can be in categories, levels, and that's what we'll continue to work on. And anyone can take these ones. They're free at this point as being part of a member. Okay, so we got courses, and then we over at the top here, we have blog. Now, here's one of the things that is happening in the background that is kind of cool. And what that is I'm going to go to my profile, and I'm logged in as a user here. I'm going to go to my profile, and this is my complete profile. So I can see what I've done in terms of my timeline, what I've posted or not posted. Okay, I can look at who I'm connected to, so people I've connected to, and I can stop following them or follow them and message them individually, which is kind of neat. But here's the one that I like personally, is if I look over here, I've got points. Remember I said I gamified this? I don't have any points yet, but I can get points. And there's a number of ways for doing that. And one of the things that we can do is, if, for example, I go and I say, you know what? I'm in the timeline here, or I'm in a profile. What I'm going to do, let me just share what's on my mind. I'm just going to say, hoping to get some points, or hoping to, let's make sure we're in the right place here. I'm going to say, hoping to get some game time in today. And I want to put an emoji in. And I don't have any photo, anything that I would, files, anything like that, but I'm just going to say post. So I've posted something. That's going to show up on the home feed here, which is kind of cool. And take a look what happened. It says Jamie earned the first badge for first login. So I had an update. It's just got me for logging in, and it says Jamie earned a volley 8 seconds ago because I posted an activity. So I'm in a position now where you look on the left-hand side, leaderboard, I'm here. I got something in terms of points. I'm going to go look at my profile again. If I go view it, we look at points. I got some points. Pretty cool. Oh, they're not showing up yet. Something new happens every day. Don't know why that did, but we'll find out shortly. I'll go back and look at that one and see if we can do a refresh there. Okay, should have showed up. here. It didn't show up here, but it showed up in the other place. So we'll double check and see what's going on and why that didn't happen. I've also got 2 notifications here. So let's go take a look and see what's happening there. More test pics. I've finished those ones. Mark red. Mark red. Okay, those ones are out. So I know I have the points. They just didn't show up here, so I'll figure out why they didn't next time that we're there. But the gamification is basically set up here. And again, this is why it isn't launched yet. We're not 100% at this point. Little glitches like this happen. So the site is here. Where does the mobile app come in? So let's take a look at that. I'm going to go this time. I'm going to come back to the main display here. And in this one, what you're going to do is you're going to see at the top of it, you see the very, very, very first plugin that's there is the BuddyBoss app. So what this means is that this is a paid app from BuddyBoss, and I actually pay a monthly fee to have this app managed and published on my behalf through the Apple Play Store and the Google App Store, or whichever way those App or Play Store. I always get them confused as to which one belongs to which platform. The thing is that I can do my builds of the apps here, and BuddyBoss takes care of making sure that those builds get sent out directly to the Play Stores once they're approved. So people can go to the Play Store, the App Store, download the app and do that. So I pay a monthly fee for that, but the app is installed here. And what that does is it gives me some additional menu choices as the administrator. So let's go take a look at that quickly. So if I go back here, and I'm going to go take a look right now, you'll see that we have the BuddyBoss app, or BuddyBoss platform, which is the one that's here. And we've talked about this before, the BuddyBoss theme, which is here. But we now also have one called the BuddyBoss app, which is a new menu item. So I'm just going to click that one. And we'll go through these menus so you can see what some of the pieces are. And a couple ones that are here that I've got turned on: push notifications. This is the one that's cool because text messages are a big part of the mobile experience, and we want to be able to send text messages to users based on things that are happening on the site. So people can subscribe or get notifications when a particular group that they are a member of, something gets posted or added. They can get a text message that says, hey, so-and-so has just added to this group. Or a new event has been added. Or, for example, someone commented or liked a post that you made. So push notifications is there. In-app purchases, which is cool, of course, because what that means is that I can sell courses from within the app, and someone who says, you know what, this is a course I want to take and I'm on my phone. If it's an in-app purchase, that means the transaction can be done within the app through the Play Store, the App Store mechanism for doing purchases, and be charged against your mobile app account, as opposed to taking someone to the desktop site, doing a transaction, and then having to get something hooked back up to the mobile site. This allows us to do the actual purchases inside. Okay, app pages I'll go to. API performance is just one to help to make sure that things happen quickly. So those are the components. We've got those added. I'm going to go through settings just so that you see these ones and see what's happening there. Registration, because remember the registration on the desktop version. Right now on our desktop, we've got it set up so that if someone visits the site, if someone is just going and they go, oh, cool, I want to go become a member for free, we have the BuddyBoss registration where they put in their first name, last name, email address. In our case, they have to pick a username and a password, a nice name that they get referred to on the site. So that is allowing us for the registration to use that same registration process. And here's the other one that is unique to the app. Sometimes you can have an app that is open to people, So people can look at it, but they can't do anything unless they've registered in the app. We've got this one set up so that the only way someone can actually see the app or the contents of the app after they download it is they have to create an account and log in. The website they can still go visit. This one's set up so that the member has to be logged in if they are using the mobile app. And if they don't have a username, they're going to create one during the registration process on or in the app. So that's the part that's kind of set up for registration. Again, all tied into the live version as well. Here's kind of an interesting one too, which is Smart Banner, and this has to do with the mobile app as well, is if you, for example, are looking at this would be a good one. So the expression they use is, you can promote your app to your members. So let's say that someone is registered on the site, like people who are registered now is a great example. Someone's registered now. We haven't got the mobile app published yet. It's not available for download. So if someone is on the site, they don't know about the mobile app, but they may be interested in it when it's launched, right? So what a Smart Banner does is if someone is viewing the site and they're on their phone, and they don't have the app installed, a Smart Banner will says, hey, download the app, it's here. And it'll allow them to download the app on their phone so that they don't have to view the web version or the mobile version of the desktop site on their phone. They actually get the app version of it, okay? So that one will be turned on at some point. Blog posts, we still do blog posts. I have a menu item for it. Anytime that there's a blog post, we can do that, and this time we can still allow people to post here. The cool thing is with the blog posts is that it only takes the inside content of the blog post. It doesn't take all of the stuff around it from the desktop version. Desktop version doesn't change the way, it always shows up in the desktop, it's there, but it takes the content from the post and shows that natively right within the app. Okay, so there's some of the things that are kind of in the settings. Integrations, I'm going to show you these quickly just because we've got Google Fonts, but here's LearnDash and Vimeo. LearnDash, it even allows us to have people download the course so it's on their phone and they don't have to be using their data to actually maybe do that. And same with Vimeo. If you have a Vimeo account, which we do, which protects some of your videos that you don't want to necessarily put just on YouTube, allows you to have your own private delivery system for your video content. Now here's the one that I really think is important for us, and I'm just going to open this up on a screen again. I'm going to spend a little bit of time just talking about this, because when if you look at your phone right now, and if we're to go and grab a phone and you look at a mobile app, the mobile app will have 4 or 5 menu items at the bottom of the app. They usually have like a couple that are related specifically to the app or pieces of the app, and then they'll have maybe like a hamburger menu or some kind of more option to look at a complete list of menu options. But there's usually a couple buttons that show up directly on the app, and you've got a home page to the app, right? So what this plugin does is it allows us to create those buttons for the mobile app and decide which are the ones that we want to have show up as those main buttons and which are the ones that we want to show up as links in that more page that has our list of links. So this is the way every app works. So we got to play by the rules here. The part that we have to decide on is we got to think about, if I'm on a mobile app, what are the pieces that I want to have as instant sort of icon choices at the bottom of my mobile app when I'm working on my phone, and which ones do I want to have in the more menu, and which is the experience or the important pieces to it. So that's actually what we'll spend a little bit of time. I'll show you how that works right now. Looking at the main display, you can see the next one that I have here is branding, which I'll come to in a minute, but I have this one called menus. And this is the, scroll up a little bit so that you can see this. I was talking about, see these menus at the bottom here? There's home, members, groups, events, and more. Right now I'm looking at the Android. There's the Android, what the Android looks like. And then this one is iPhone. So I've got two different platforms, and it's just showing me basically what it's going to look like for most people if I do that. And where this menu comes from is this menu setting, and this is called the tab bar at the bottom. And I'm just going to go and say, you know what? I want to make sure that the events shows up above or before the members. So I can play around with these and do whatever I want in organizing this main tab bar. So I don't want those ones there. I want the events after the groups. But I can't put any more than this. Only display 4 plus a more tab, pardon me. That's all I've got. So in my case, maybe I don't want to have events, or I don't want to have groups, or I want to change it around. So one of the things I can do is I can say, here's my core app pages. Here's my WordPress pages, app pages, which I'll show you how to create shortly. Things for logged in members and things for logged out, or things that people are logged in. We've got our settings and some custom links. So here's an example of our core app ones. So these are things like the products from the shopping cart to choose from, what courses I want to put in, course certificates, categories, if I want to have an activity feed, which is just the information on what's going on the site. So let's say I want activity. I'm going to add that to the menu. It says, hey, can only do it. They only got 4. So in my case, I'm going to get rid of this one. We'll just remove it. And I'm going to say, you know what? Maybe I'm going to put courses on here for now. So I'm going to click courses. I'm going to add to menu. And I now have courses that is here. And if I look at it, I can say, you know what? That's the text I want to show up with the menu. And I want to have a specific icon. So I can pick the icon that I want, put it in, and you can see now that I've got courses with an icon here that shows up there, and the same one on the Android one. So if I want to go and save that menu right now, I've actually changed the app to put those 4 that are there. So we can play around with that. What are the ones that are important? What are the ones that are best suited? So, if I'm looking at the app page, I've labeled it called home. I could just say, you know what, I'm going to remove that one. Not going to call it home. I'm just going to have the activities. What's the activity feed? We'll just do that one there. And I'm going to say, you know what, what's the icon that's there? We've got a pretty good one. It's all the activity, the default one. And again, we can play around with these ones, change them around, all sorts of choices. I'm going to save the menu. So now I don't have a home. I've got activity, members, groups, courses, and more. And that's going to show up on both devices. These are the main ones you got to think through. If we go back and we take a look at the ones that I had on the desktop, the ones that we had on the desktop, those ones were friends, groups, events, resources, courses, and blog. I can't have all of them in, but I can have most of them in. And the other thing I can do is, members, I called it members. I'm going to pick that one. And you know what? I'm just going to say, you know what? I don't really want to call it members. I want to use the same name. So I'm just going to call it friends. So now it's the same one that's on the site. So we got friends, groups, and courses. Friends, groups, and courses, and more. So I had friends, groups, and events on the desktop, so I guess I'd probably better get rid of that courses one, and we'll keep events there because that's probably more important. So go back to that one. And the reason I'm showing you this one is this one doesn't have a core page that's native to it isn't native to the actual app. It's one that we have to either use a WordPress page. So I can pick a page from my website. So I can pick any of the ones that I want here and put those ones in. Pick the ones that are there. And these ones, in my particular case, the events are not, it's not a native page. It's created by the plugin. So I'm just going to go and I say, you know what? We're just going to put it in and say, I'm going to call it events. I'm going to add it to the menu. And I've now got activity, friends, groups, events, and more. And instead of calling it home, I'm going to keep it that way. Maybe I'll change it on the desktop, not sure. So I'm just going to click save. And it's now done. The tab bar at the bottom is done. So what about the more button? Where's that one come from? Well, let's just click the menu here, the submenu for more. And this builds out a complete library of links. And these are all of the other links from the site, the desktop version. They're all now available here. And we do the exact same thing as you do building your menus in WordPress. You can nest them. You can have sections that just have a label with them. So any of the types of links that you have to pages or pieces of your website on the desktop, you can add links that are directly here right within the app. And you'll notice too as well that I'm looking at this, and in the preview here the icons don't show, but they actually show on the app. So I can go and take a look at these and say, hey, what do I want for an icon here? And that shows up actually on the app when it gets built. And I've got the version for the iPhone and the version for the Android. They are all there. So this is the really neat thing, is that, again, we've got the exact same menus that we have on the desktop. We can have them in the mobile app. Exact same content. Everything is the same, and it's all connected. And it gives people, the users, it gives them a lot more freedom as to how they want to spend time interacting with your site, but more importantly, interacting with the other people that are there. So I just wanted to show you how long I've been going here. What do we got? Holy mackerel, 47 minutes. I started streaming again. This is kind of a neat thing that I think is going to be important for this project. And the real reason, of course, is because you have to ask yourself, if you're going to do a mobile app, why bother doing a mobile app? And my gut is telling me that the mobile app is important to the community where they're consuming the content. So that's the first part. Where are they going to be networking with people? When are they going to be chatting with people? When are they going to be taking pictures in the community? When are they going to be doing events? I doubt someone is going to bring their desktop or a notebook out necessarily to the court when they're going to be playing, or they're going to be taking pictures with their desktop or even an iPad in many cases if they've got a bigger device, a tablet or something. Most people are doing it on their phone. So the consumption of the content is there. The other thing is the user-generated content, and this is the other reason that I did it. If your business is about, and you've got a training site that is about selling courses and detailed courses and watching videos and doing worksheets and doing quizzes, and if you're focusing on that, I very much doubt that people are going to be doing that on their phone. There might be some, of course, but for the most part, it's going to be someone who is going to be consuming the content on their desktop. And what they won't be doing is friending other people, chatting with other people, necessarily doing one-on-ones and asking people to go and interact with people. They're not going to be taking pictures of other people. They're there to do their work and take the course. So they're consuming the content on a physical device that isn't a mobile device, and they're interacting with other people on a mobile device, not on a desktop device. And I don't even think they will spend time, if you're doing courses or detailed courses, they're not going to spend time on the mobile device taking it anyway. So those are the two key things, is where they can consume it and how much content are they going to be generating and who are they going to be generating that content to. If you're taking a course and you take a look at it and you say, how many people are going to purchase my course versus how many people are going to be playing pickleball and how many people want to talk and share their pickleball experiences and learn more about pickleball from all the other players. So it's the difference between 500 people taking a course or 1,000 people taking a course, or 10,000 or 25,000 or 50,000 people who love to play pickleball and want to share their story. So that's why I've created this mobile app to go with the community, because it's a good fit for the content that's being generated and the consumption of the content that is there. So this is kind of a decision you have to make with a training site. It's like, okay, am I going to do it mobile or do I need to have a mobile app? Really depends on you, but there's some work to do. I didn't show you all the other pieces it has to have happen in terms of branding, for example, and getting approved at the App Store or the Play Store. There's other pieces that happen in the background, and this is what we actually do for our clients, is get that stuff set up and submitted for them. And then you got to think about, if I am creating this kind of community, how do I set the menus up, or how do I organize my community desktop version that fits well with my mobile version? The last thing I think that that I want to do is have completely different menus, names, for example, or activities that I focus on the desktop. Are they the ones that I want to do in the mobile app? And I don't have the good answer for you at this point. And this is the cool thing is that when I'm playing around with this, and as much as I can go and say, let me just open this up. I'm going to go back to the dashboard here for a second. At any point in time, what I'm going to be able to do is I'm going to be playing around with this, and I'm going to go and let me just move this here. So I'm going to be playing around with this. And if I go down to the menus here on the left-hand side, you're going to see connect, configure, build. So what does this mean to me as the author of the course? What it means is that I can make changes to the app, and once it is a release app that has been approved on the App Store or the Play Store, what's going to happen is anytime I make major changes or major organizational changes on the desktop based on feedback we're getting, or on the mobile app based on feedback we're getting, we can just go and request an additional build. And what happens, this is why we pay the monthly fee. What happens at this point is the BuddyBoss and the crew, they do the build in the background, all the hardcore developer stuff, and they will, if it's approved, automatically have it up submitted to the Play Store and App Store. And next time someone goes to use the app, they've got the opportunity to install the upgraded version. So we're not stuck with got an app developed and you paid a developer, you got an app developed, and then you don't see the person again. And if you made changes, you got to go back. This allows us to create monthly builds, weekly builds, daily builds, whatever we need to do as changes become apparent to us and we're playing around with things. So you can see the last one we did here was on the 10th. Every couple days we're doing new test builds, just try and figure out what's happening, get testing from people, and put additional things in. So this is really exciting for me with this particular project, not only just because I'm interested in it, but I'm interested in it from a business perspective as well. How is this going to work when it's not a focus on training courses and the LearnDash stuff? We're still going to spend time with that, but I got to get people involved in the site and in the community. And that's one of the reasons that we've got Fluent CRM here, and I'm just going to show you kind of what's happening or starting to happen in the background and why we haven't gone full out. So here's an example. We've got just a couple ones here added in, but I'm going to be able to go and add contacts and do outbound email marketing and cold marketing to people who are in the particular community. And for example, ask for their content. Do you have blog posts? Are you a coach or an instructor? Are you a professional? Do you have a blog post? Do you write a newsletter? Are you a vendor that wants to do things? So right here on the website, I have the ability now to do all sorts of emails, outbound emails. And you can see I've got courses, BuddyBoss groups. I can take a look and see everything that's involved with this particular person that is here. What emails have been sent, support tickets, everything is here. Now, we also use ActiveCampaign, which is another tool that does this as well. I wanted to keep this right within the WordPress app in the whole environment here and not have it on a separate app. And so we've got this one that's here for our email marketing, and where we can do sequences and automations, which is the cool part. And that's just what we're adding right now, is this whole idea of outbound emails to get people started and engaged in the community. We're going to be running some ads to get people in as well to register. And of course, the thing with Fluent, that stack we were talking about before, is that if I have someone who registers for the site, the moment they register, they are also a contact in the CRM, which is the tool we're looking at here. So I know, for example, if they purchased anything. I know, for example, if some emails have been sent to them. I know if they filled out a form or a support ticket. I can go and manage and just say, hey, here's some notes on someone. I spoke to someone here, or this was what they're interested in, or I got some feedback for them. I can take a look and see what courses they've taken or not taken, or they're registered for or not registered for, or what groups they're involved in. So this has got a really nice snapshot. Everything's in one place, and I'm kind of excited about it because I think we're going to be in a neat situation here where this thing, if I play my cards right and I'm able to get enough momentum up front, I think it's something that can grow very quickly. If that's the if we have the app picked up quickly, because I think the app is going to be the entry level, not the desktop. In the past, it's always been the desktop is where you build things. I think this is one where we're going to have to build with the community. The other thing is, and I didn't show you this, is that we can invite, or the users can invite new users. And we're going to reward people. Remember, I showed you gamification and points. I'll do that in another session, actually, and how we set that up with the gamification. But we can actually reward people for inviting other people to sign up or join. So anytime someone rewards someone, hey, we're going to give them some extra points or extra credits, and they can use credits to either earn awards or have achievements, or in fact, one of the things we can do is actually give credits that can be cashed in for other products and or services, as an example. So exciting times, got a big package here. All sorts of stuff is happening in the background, and my goal is to get this live version probably out with the app by next week, middle of next week, end of next week. And also the automations and the outbound emails should be in here for onboarding. There's just a lot of things that happen, and that's why we do this for people at trainingsites.io. That's the service we provide. If you go, this is cool, James, I'm excited about it, I love it, but I don't have time, I don't have the technical knowledge, we'll take care of it and do it for you. If you just want to spend time learning about this on your own, about specific pieces of it, how to use Fluent, how to use the help desk, how to create an app, how to do menus. If you want to learn how to do it yourself, that's where teachonline.io is available for you to come and watch the videos, ask questions, and do it yourself. So we got the do-it-yourself site, and we've got the done-for-you site. Both ones are for the same outcome. If you want to create online courses, build online communities, build memberships, and be able to teach and share online, that's what we do. So I've been talking 59 minutes now. I think what I'll do is I'll bring this in for a landing. Of course, like and subscribe to everything. Check in the comments below if you have questions. I don't think there was anyone really watching today, so that's fine. No one came on. Cool, I get it. The information's there. Again, if you do have some questions, don't be afraid to ask, and go register at teachonline.io. It's free. And also go to mypickleballfriends.com and register if you have an interest in pickleball and you want to have some fun networking with other people. So my name is James. I hope you enjoyed this session. We'll see you again next Wednesday, where we show you how to start, build, and grow your education business with tools like BuddyBoss, LearnDash, and mobile apps. Thanks. Take care. Expect the best.